Well, hello YouTubers. I'm Paranormal Video Gamer. So what you're looking at is something that I was not expecting because I actually thought that this was fake as heck. So I placed an order on Temu. For those of you who do not know, it's a shopping app. And I've heard some pretty nasty things about things that people get sent. I heard one person ordered a game system from it and received a box of rocks. And so I was kind of leery about placing an order. So I did. So you don't have to. So on the order it said that this is a retro system pretty much that can download games. And you can play pretty much a bunch of different games overall. Now if you take a look at the box, nothing fancy. It says it's got optional cables, power cables, and then all this fun stuff on the back. And then it's got, what it says. It says it's, a USB gamepad, and this is what it's supposed to look like. Okay? And granted, it does kind of look like this to a point. But let me share, because obviously this is what it looks like. Okay? Now, that's pretty close. Not exact, because, if you look down here, that kind of looks like it's a much bigger hole. And that looks like it's an actual open thing, and you can't open that. But these buttons do work. So, they do work. This does not do anything. I expected that because, I bought in, many things. My X Game 600 I bought, and I bought a Super Console X. So I expected things like this to happen. What I didn't expect is this next part. Okay, so obviously I took it out of the package, opened up the box. I'm going to open the box so you guys can see. There's barely anything in there, just an HDMI cord. The system was in here. There were 2 controllers, and then there was this little dong thing, which I think there's supposed to be 2, but I only got 1. Well, you notice right here, these controllers. This is what kind of stood out to me, because it kind of reminded me of the Game Boy Super Nintendo controllers with the 4 buttons that were colored. Now, there were some that were, different colors, but this really stood out to me, and I thought, oh, that'd be kind of cool to actually have controllers like that. Well, this is what I got. Now, does that look the same to you? No. These are very cheap controllers, I will tell you. There's supposed to be a screw there to kind of help prevent the thing from popping up. There's not. No screw whatsoever. They snap in pretty good, but still. That does not look correct. Now, I've hooked up the system. It freezes. And, oh, by the way, they also sent me this. I'm in America. I believe this is a European plug. And they sent me that. Okay? As you can probably tell, I'm not very happy. And the reason I'm not very happy is because I really was looking forward to getting these controllers. I understand it's a cheap system. I paid $30 for it. So, went through all the games list, and I'm going to share a video right now that I took of Toe Jam and Earl, which I did not expect any games to be on this. The reason why is part of the ad says download your own games, which I thought, okay, there's probably a website that they recommend you go to, and you probably are downloading games. Now, do I encourage people to pirate games? No, I don't. But there are a lot of old games that you just can't find anymore because they're way too expensive. You're talking, say, for example, Nintendo 64 Star Fox. I just saw some... Alright. So, Temu has definitely failed me as a consumer, and I'm going to say why. So going through this, I bought one of these retro gaming devices, hooked it up to the TV, and Steve, especially you're going to recognize this game right off the bat. Be careful, everybody. We're about to play Alien Double Stupid, or as Steve knows as Toe Jam and Earl. Literally, I can't make that up. Alien Double Stupid. Don't you just love these people? Alright, sorry, I had to edit the last part. I said the wrong thing. But anyway, very expensive for games like Nintendo 64, Star Fox, which I just saw the other day someone trying to sell a copy of it for $200. Now, because of that, a lot of people are doing what I like to do, and that's try to find systems that can play old games that you can download and be able to enjoy them, just to be able to play them, not necessarily own them, just to play them again, because there are a lot of old games that I would love to be able to play. And again, they're way too expensive because retro gaming has kind of exploded lately. So emulators like this make sense. They make sense for people to want to buy because you want to be able to play a system and enjoy a game that you had from your childhood that you remember. So I'm all for preserving video games because that's how you preserve video games, by putting them on YouTube, letting people see what games were like back then, and encouraging people to play these old games. So when I saw this, I thought, okay, this actually might be kind of cool that you can actually download the games to the system. And the buttons on the controllers do not feel bad. It's not like they are not horrible. I mean, you could probably hear... I mean, they're relatively good. These are a little sticky. This is very sticky on these pads. But you can definitely tell that they're cheaply Chinese-made systems. But anyway, I contacted Temu, let them know what's going on, because again, I thought this was a system where you can download the games from the internet. The X Games system allows you to download from the internet, and then my Super Console X allows you to download games from the internet. So I thought that was going to be this, because it says download your own games on the freaking thing, and I'm going to show that in a second. But, so Temu is a fail. It's a fail. Now, luckily I'm getting a refund, but still, it's a fail because most people don't want to have pirated games. I'm only showing this because I eventually am probably going to destroy this thing because I'm actually afraid to actually own it because I'd be afraid of Nintendo coming after me. Even though I'm not the one that manufactured this and I'm the one that just bought it thinking that, again, I could download games or get a license to download the games. But yeah, a lot of these systems that you get from Temu and AliExpress and Wish, this is the type of thing that you're getting into. You're buying systems that have illegal games. And I highly recommend you don't do that, okay? I did it, again, to kind of show what's going on with these apps. They get your money, they send you this stuff, which takes them maybe 5 minutes to put together. These controllers, this whole package that you see right here, they got $30 for it from me. I've seen them go as high as $100 for these types of systems. And I will tell you, it probably only costs them about $5 to make all these plastic things. The memory card is probably the most expensive thing in this package. Okay? That's probably $10 right there. That they're getting from older software or older hardware. And then they're clearing it and then they're putting it into a plastic piece like this and they're sending it to you. Now, with the X Game system, it's a little different. because again, with that old system, I could download games using the internet from a website that they were using at the time. Now the X game system is not doing that anymore. I think they shut it down. But at the time, it was something cool and unique, and I was able to play a lot of really old games, and I'm happy about that. Same thing with the X, Super Console X. Same thing. I was happy I was able to download a bunch of games for it. And it's cool to go back again and look at these retro systems, but I can't recommend you spending $30, $40, $50, $100 for a system like this, especially you could clearly see from the box. These are not the controllers that were supposed to come with it. I mean, they don't even look the same. I mean, you could clearly see that. The pad on there and the color buttons are completely different. And yet they're using it on the box. So this is just a warning. Don't order anything from Temu. I brought it up to their attention. Don't order anything from Wish, and don't order anything from AliExpress that has to do with video game related, because you're going to get absolute crap. And this is what this is. This is worse than dog crap, okay? Because even though it's HD, it's only 720. And the games that you do get are all copies of copies of copies. So again, not my recommendation you buy this. I'm going to tell you to stay far away from Temu and any system that they have on their website, because they suck. They all are like this. Every single seller is like this. And I think it's literally maybe a dozen sellers that are pretending to be 300 sellers, and they're selling the same thing, making you think that it's, a different seller that you're buying it from. No, it's the same seller. It's just they're using a different account or different email to make it look like they're a different seller. So, just a fair warning. And thank you for watching.